These niggas praying on my downfall. Trust, nigga, best believe I'ma bounce back. Get to cooking in the booth when I sound off. My opinions making dollars like the NASDAQ.
Welcome back to episode 3 of the Tribe Vibes podcast. I'm your host, Johannes. Back in the car. It's probably gonna be my last episode doing this shit in the car. Got a tripod and some lights, so I'll probably start doing this shit in my room. Man, episode 2 was a success. Got another 100 views, but one of the viewers was my pops, man. That nigga text me, say, son, I think you should, you know what I mean, tone it down a little bit. You talking too much about the family. You know, I don't really want you speaking on the divorce between me and your mom, because apparently he hasn't told people in the community that they're divorced, whatever. I'm like, nigga. So unfortunately for him, bro, I gotta double down, because nigga, that's my life. Like, he talking about community and some type of like communal like funding that they do. I don't know. I don't even know what that shit really is, but it's my life, so I gotta be truthful about my life. And so we're gonna start this episode, man, right where we left off at. We're gonna pick it up right where we left off. And you know, I graduated 5th grade on the last episode, hosted my own 5th grade graduation. But before I even move on to 6th grade, like, let's get into some family shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, because this is where a lot of my trauma, my life's trauma comes from. You know, I feel like I seen way too much, hurt way too much at a young age, was lied to way too much at a young age. Especially, I was a smart kid, bro. Like, I don't know why you would lie to me, because a lot of times when I'm asking you questions, I already know the answer. I just want to know if you're gonna tell the truth or not. So we could start with prior to, you know, I remember I told you I got half sisters from both sides. Before they moved to America, we was already having issues, a lot of trouble in the house. My parents, they literally fight every day. They would fight every single day. Crazy arguments, bro. And, you know, we lived in an apartment, so I'm hearing everything. It would get so bad, bro. Sometimes it's like the shit would be so loud, I would just come out and just like crying and just yelling, trying to be louder than them so they could just shut up. And they would fight about the just dumbest shit, bro. My pops, he a grade A narcissist, you know what I'm saying? Division 1, like top of the top. You can't find a better or bigger narcissist than my father. It's just not gonna happen. You know, he always thinks he's right. He's sensitive, complain a lot. Like, it's just, you know, it's all bad. But I'll tell y'all a core memory that I got from back then. My pops, my mom and my dad got in a big fight. I go to school one day, I come back home, and he's not home. So I'm like, that's a little weird, you know. Usually he's home by like 3 o'clock at this time. So I get home, he's not home. Whatever. Day goes by, the night goes by, he's still not home. I wake up, go to school, I didn't see him. I'm like, what the fuck? You know, I'm used to my father being present, regardless of our issues and, you know, not being able to see eye to eye or button heads. I'm used to him being present, being at the house. So he wasn't there. So a day goes by, I'm tripping. Now my uncle is like picking me up from school, right? After school program. Now this is weird. Like, and no disrespect to my uncle, I fuck with him, but it's like, nigga, where's my father? You know what I'm saying? And they're not telling me nothing, but nigga, I'm conscious, bro. I'm not like a infant. I can, if you were able to explain to me what's going on, I would understand it. But they just thought their way of parenting was like, let's just not say anything to him, like no communication really. And if we just avoid it, it'll just maybe go away or some dumb shit. So pops, he's missing in action. This nigga's gone for, you know, 3-4 days. Now I'm really like, this is causing an issue at school. I'm coming home and I'm throwing temper tantrums in the house because like nobody's telling me what's going on. So I up and leave, bro. Like, I'm like, bro, we finna go find this nigga. So this is no exaggeration. I'm literally walking around the apartment complex, knocking on door to door, asking people like, yo, you see my dad? Like, you know what I mean? And then it got to a point where it got so bad, or like they took pity on me that like my uncle started driving me around like, yo, I know where he's at, whatever. So I'm like, nigga, take me to where he at. What the fuck you got me knocking on doors and shit around for what? What am I doing this for? I'm like 10, 11 years old, bro. Y'all got me looking stupid, man. So, and I'll never forget it, bro. Off of East WT, he was staying in a house with one of his co-workers named Alfonso, Filipino dude he used to work with. They were both like handyman technicians at the hotel. And bro, this shit breaks my heart. This is my first heartbreak, for real. I go inside and he's sleeping on like this corner. I wouldn't even call it, it's not even a mattress, bro. It's like a little cot. He's sleeping on a cot in the corner of Alfonso's living room. And that shit broke my heart, bro. You know, and I felt that was one of the first like moments I recall feeling like real betrayal from my family, from my parents. You know what I mean? This happened a couple times where it was like I lost all trust in them. You know what I mean? From lying to me about certain shit. You know, they lied to me about my sisters, right? Like, cause they were arguing shit, and I used to look at pictures and I'm like, oh, we all kind of look a little different. Like something's up. It's a little fishy. And so I used to ask them questions like, yo, are these my real sisters? Like, and they would try to feed me this bullshit of like, yeah, we're just this one big happy family, and you know that they come from your mom and dad. We both had them, whatever. And it's like maybe by like the 4th grade, I already knew that, you know, my sisters had different parents. You know what I'm saying? And that caused. I mean, imagine that, bro. Like you grow up, your parents are supposed to tell you the truth. You're supposed to grow up believing them. And so at a young age, you know, I learned like, okay, I can't trust everything that these people are saying. So that caused, I mean, to this day, I'm sure that shit like plays a major role in our relationship, honestly. And, you know, they probably thought they was doing, I can't fault them, bro. They only did or tried to parent me with what they knew. And so I can't really be too mad at them now. But at the time, it was like, that shit was devastating, bro. Like, I didn't think my parents would lie to me, you know what I mean? Man, anyway. So, yeah. So, fast forward, you know, I end up, we walk in Alfonso's crib. Now I'm crying. I'm like, nigga, like, you quit on me. Like, you know, that's how I took it. I'm like, bro, you quit on me. You quit on me. You quit on the family. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what good is having a father? You might as well just, nigga, if you just leave forever. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't. And so that shit really caused a major fracture in our relationship at the time. But, you know, African parents, they never gonna address it. We never had a conversation about that situation. We never revisited that convo, like, or that time period at all. You know, and to them, they don't know. I guess they think that it, you know, made no effect on me, but nigga, forever I'm gonna remember, you know what I mean, that moment of like, I'm a 10-year-old knocking on doors, asking people like, have you seen my dad? Like, where's my pops? Like, you don't put no kid through that, bro. That shit was fucked up. And then, whatever. So, whatever the argument was between them over, you know, that made him leave, they ended up inviting the priest over. And so this priest has been called to my home 1,000 times. You know what I mean? He might as well have been the 4th roommate, honestly. Like, he was at my crib so much trying to mediate between my mom and my dad that he might as well have lived there, honestly. And that shit is embarrassing. It's sad. You know what I mean? I don't believe in no fucking third party, my nigga. You in a relationship, you and your wife should be able to work that out. A third party, like, I guess in extreme cases, maybe, but like there shouldn't be anything that you and your wife, you know what I mean, can't work out. That's just my philosophy. And so, yeah, the priest would come and they would try to mediate. That's a big part of the Ethiopian culture is like these elders will come and try to always like mediate and like help bring peace into the home. But I look down on that because like, nigga, who knows more about that household? Who knows more about that family than me? And if my parents ain't willing to listen to me as a third party, then what the fuck? No disrespect, but like, what is a priest gonna do, bro? We gonna pray this shit away? Like, what? Come on, my nigga. Like, if you would have asked me at the time, like, I could have gave you the exact rundown on, you know, both my parents' faults, right? What they need to improve on, all that shit. I could have did that at 10 years old, bro. I could still, to this day, I could still run down. And we'll get into that. I'm gonna touch on like certain flaws that I noticed in them, how it impacted the relationship when we move forward, when I start talking about like dating and shit like that in the future. But yeah, that was like a core memory, and I really had to double down on the family lore, because Pop's like, oh, you talking too much about the family. I don't want you to talk about the family. I don't want you to be too honest about the family. Nigga, this is my life. I don't think this nigga understands. Like, he gonna watch this, brother. This is my life. To him, it was just like, I guess it's life decisions. But nigga, I'm a child. Like, it affects my entire outlook on life, and it affects my whole, you know, perception on reality. You know what I mean? It shaped my entire reality. So, yes, it's very important, nigga. That shit really, you know, made an impact on me and who I became later on. And, you know, I couldn't really care less if he has a problem with that. Like, I'm going to continue to be honest about family situations, nigga, because that's what shaped me. So yeah, man, moving forward from that, let's move into, like, since I already talked about the priest, let's go into church life a little bit at this time. Right now, this is like middle school, 6th grade, up until, like, we'll call it like maybe sophomore year of high school or some shit, before like another turning point, right? So at this time period, remember I told you on the first few episodes that, like, you know, back then the Ethiopian community in Charlotte was tight knit. It was like, it was a real community. It was dope. It was really cool to see, like, people being so generous and caring and communal. Like, that shit it's beautiful. I wish we could get that back. Around middle school for me, right, is when this shit started to fall apart in the community. So I went to this church. Remember, we didn't have our own church at first. We used to borrow the Greek Orthodox Church on East Boulevard. The people of that church, the congregation, the people came together, right, through tithing, through donations, through generosity. You know, they was able to secure land on Ottawa. They built this big old church, right? It got so much land, and it's so much opportunity to build and, like, to really do something with that land. So the people came together. They, you know what I mean? Everybody lent a hand physically, financially, whatever. However, they got it together. They got it done. The first few years was amazing, bro. Holidays used to be so fun. People coming from out of town, all the new kids coming in. The kids, like, we was having a great time. I really loved, you know what I mean, church at this time period. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't really necessarily learning the word, but just the social aspect of, like, bonding with kids, kind of like, you know, you like preteen, like, you want to be around people your age. And I at the time, I'm the only child. I didn't have, you know, siblings at the house. So this is my form of, like, you know, bonding and just coming together with kids my age. So for me, it was a special time. And this lasted up until my freshman year of high school, sophomore year, something like right around there, right? The church secured a partnership with Bank of America Stadium so that we could volunteer and sell concessions. So at the age of, like, 15, I think as soon as we turned 15, they were forced. This is not even a choice. Niggas didn't really have a choice. I was forced to go participate in this volunteer work for the church. They'd wake us up 6, 7 o'clock in the morning before the game. We'd get to the stadium, right? They'd hand us these big ass, like, containers, you know what I mean, full of drinks. Sometimes you get the pizza bag too, so you'll have pizza. We walking up and down the stadiums, bro, all game, selling these concessions, right? Not making a dime. This is volunteer work for the Lord, you know what I'm saying? For God, like, you will be blessed. I'm a big Panther fan at this time, nigga. I want to be watching the game, and so it was cool. It was cool to be in the environment, but it's like, brother, I can't even sit and watch the game for real. So, and if you tried, you know what I mean, they on your ass. So, you know, it robbed me of some prime Panther fandom years, bro. And whatever, though, we had to do what we had to do, you know. And at the time, you're thinking, it's like, all right, yeah, I'm being forced, but hopefully it's for the betterment of the church, the community, right? Like, we making money to build, to grow the church, maybe to create more opportunities for everybody. So, all right, it's for the greater good. Like, fuck it, you know what I mean? We'll do it. And there was some cute girls there, so it's like, all right, yeah, okay, I'll show up. You know what I'm saying? Bet I'm there. And so you make the best out of the situation. But shortly after that, the church falls apart. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I know I'm skipping years, so we'll go back to like middle school when I talk about like my school years. But outside of school, this was kind of like what was going on. You know, the church just fell apart over money, over finances, over bullshit. These niggas is so fucking hypocritical, bro. These niggas, they'll act like the most religious, most like devout Christians in the world. You know what I mean? But they split the church up over fucking finances, bro. Over decision making. Like, shit is weak as fuck. You know what I'm saying? These niggas are weak, bro. They completely fractured the entire community. You know what I'm saying? People started siding with different sides. So people started to not show up to church. People started making their own churches, started going to other churches. One, they locked the priest out the church. As an Ethiopian, that's one of the most embarrassing things, and it's on the news too. Like Channel 9 or Channel 3 News came and interviewed the priest because they, you know, he was praying outside of the church because he wasn't being let in the church. Charlotte News got that on footage. It's on YouTube. That is one of the most embarrassing, as an Ethiopian, it's one of the most embarrassing things I could ever be attached to. You know what I'm saying? Shit dead wrong, bro. Like, I don't care what the beef is. Man he wanna pray, he wanna go into church. Let him. Again, weirdo shit going on, right? So boom, at this point, the church fracturing leaks into my home, right? So now I got a fucking problem at the house because my mom she's a people person. She believes in people, right? She believes in like good vibes, good people. Her stance was like, bro, the priest is the priest. He might be stubborn, but he ain't do nothing wrong. Like, you know what I mean? And he good people. He been our priest since we got to America. I'm not switching up. Like, if he goes somewhere and starts a church, that's where I'm going. So she sides there, right? Pops, he's stubborn. He wants some like, I'm part of I want to be a decision maker. I'm whatever the fuck his thinking was. He's like, no, I'm staying at this church. Right? Maybe I put sweat equity into this. Like, I'm gonna stay here. Whatever the case may be. But anyway, that fractured my home because now it's like I got two parents going to two different churches. So luckily for me, it was like, okay, now I don't have to go to church. So now I start staying home on Sundays. But it caused a major divide now in my house because my parents, mind you, they're two devout Christians and they're going to separate churches as married, you know, man and wife. Like, that's an abomination, nigga, to Christ, to God, nigga. Like, what are y'all on? You know what I'm saying? What are we doing? The whole community has never recovered since then. You know what I mean? Since that time period, it's never been the same. We all get together at graduations. We all get together at weddings and shit like that. But it's just not the same. The vibe ain't the same. You know what I mean? It's more divisive. Everybody nowadays is fighting over politics and just dumb shit, just bullshit. You know? And the love really don't feel like what it was, you know, at one time. It's like putting back pieces together to something that was broken. You know, you can kind of get the same shit back, but it's like, it's cracks in it. It ain't the same. It's a little bit more fragile now. Like, so yeah, man, that's kind of how the church shit went down. Funny enough, my pops, the same nigga that was arguing with my mom about not going to that priest or whatever at the time when she was like, yeah, I'm riding with the priest. Like, I'm over there. Fast forward years later, today, 2026, 6 a.m. He's the first one at that priest's church now. You get what I'm saying? Like, what was it for, nigga? Like, all that arguing, all that standing on business, all the arguments, the issues that it caused in my household, nigga, what the fuck was it for? You know what I'm saying? Now he buddy with this priest again. He at the church, you know, he helping out, he doing his thing, but it's like, nigga, where was this energy when we needed it in the house, like, to create peace in the house? You know, so it's like, miss me with the whole church religion shit. Honestly, like, the words say where two or more are gathered, there I am. So that's the church to me. The relationship that you have with yourself, the relationship that you have with others, nigga, that's the church. You feel me? I'm not really subscribing to this other bullshit. But it is what it is. You know, I wish that the community had never lost that unity, man. That shit would have been special. I think about, like, damn, all the land that we had, like, church could have grown, right? We could have added, you know, maybe like a rec center in there, like outreach programs for the neighborhoods around the area. Like, when they talk about Christianity, bro, they think of like a white man religion, right? I hear that all the time, like, it's the white man's religion, nigga. Do your homework, bro. Ethiopia is a major part of Christianity, bro. Like, I think that's important that people that look like us, you feel me, have a stake in that religion. So it was so much that could have been done as far as, like, you know, bridging the gap between the African community, the African American community. So much dope shit that could have happened, but, you know, we can't see it through because some ego fucking maniacs decided they wanted to just split up the whatever, bro. Like, let's move on from this topic. Anyway, so going back to where I am as far as in school at this time, I'm in middle school. I was so excited, bro, to finally be in middle school because niggas used to watch Drake and Josh or all the Nickelodeon shows, Zoe 101, all of them, and they all had lockers. I was so excited to have a locker. Smart guy. Like, I used to watch all these shows, and I remember my biggest obsession at the time was like, bro, I can't wait to get a locker. You know what I mean? I don't know why. Like, nigga got a locker, and then at one point I just wasn't even using the locker, honestly, but that was like I don't know why, but I really had like an obsession with this locker thing. And it just, I guess the atmosphere, the setting was like, oh, I'm growing up. You know what I mean? Like, I'm finna be like them, like Zoe 101, like Ned's Declassified School Survival Guy, you feel me? And so, yeah, I'm at Alexander Graham, 6th grade. You know, Alexander Graham was a completely different experience for me. This is the first time I ever been around this many white people. And, you know, my homeroom, all my classes is just white people. I'm like one of maybe two, if I recall. Probably not even that, honestly, maybe just me. And so this is like a different level of, this is a new experience. That's why I'm gonna call this episode Novelty, because everything really is just new to me at this point. So, you know, it was cool, man. I made some good friends. There was some cool people there, you know what I mean? Shout out to Lee Houck. Lee Houck's still my man. His pops. Shout out to Stokes, man. These are good people, dog. And, you know, my boy Zaquan was there, but I don't really recall too many memories from Alexander Graham. I remember this nigga Yard, man. If y'all know Yard, man, they used to pick on me in 6th grade because I was affiliated with this nigga. They knew I knew him. So it was like, boy, they was on my ass. Oh, you know Yard? Nigga, we on you. Like, hell, bro. But it makes sense now. Now that I'm older, I understand why they was on me. Rightfully so, you know? They should have been on my ass about knowing this nigga. But, yeah, man, at this time, like, nothing really sticks out. Alexander Graham, nothing really sticks out. I had a couple little, you know what I mean, little situations where, you know, the first girl that liked me was at AG. I wasn't feeling her though, and so nothing really came about. Like, I remember the only thing that really stands out about Alexander Graham to me was like the fact that I was working on hooping. You know what I mean? I really wanted to. At this point, I'm serious about this hoop shit, right? Like, I really just want to make the team. I want to be on the team, right? Because my thinking is like, I'm gonna be at AG for the next 3 years. So I'm really just focused on hooping. You know, recess, we out there. Shout out to Bill. Shout out to Tommy Wayne. Shout out to all these dudes, man. We was, you know, out there running full court, and I mean, they were so much better than me though. And I'm just confused as to like why. Like, how are these dudes like so much more skilled than me? We the same age. It's not really clicking to me. And at the time, my whole regimen, my regimen for like working out and trying to get better at basketball was, my dad, he would allow me to go to this rec center called the Cornwell Center once a week on Saturdays. He would leave me there for about 2-3 hours. I spend my entire time just trying to replicate Steph Curry, right? Just shooting jumpers, nothing else. No handle work, no finishing work, no passing, no defense, no nothing, just shooting. So for me in my head, brother, I'm so elite at this shooting shit, from shooting 2 hours a week. Of course I'm gonna make the team. Of course I'm gonna go to the NBA. Like that was my thinking at the time. Delusional, but I didn't know that until I started figuring out, oh, these dudes, oh, they practice 7 days a week. You know what I mean? 6 days a week. Oh, their fathers are present in their basketball life, in their basketball pursuit. Like, they present. Oh, their parents is paying for trainers to train the kids. Crazy work, right? And I remember my first AAU team I tried out for, made it, but I wasn't that good, so they required me to pay the travel fees, the merch, like the clothing and all that stuff. It's like a $400 fee. My dad walked out like, bro, not happening. Sorry, you know what I mean? You're not playing. $400, nigga. What? This is the second time he did that. There was on another account, on a separate occasion, we was at South Park one time, and they was doing like a talent show. Scouts was at the mall. They was doing a talent show. I'm like, Pops, I want to be on TV, bro. So fuck it, let me get on there. Let me audition. So I auditioned real quick. They fucked with me. They like, oh, bro, we think you got potential. Like, I think they were with like Nickelodeon or something, or Disney. They was with somebody, you know. They like, there's something here, you know what I mean? Like, you should look into getting an agent and pursuing this. So I'm ecstatic, bro. I'm happy as fuck. Here he come again, shooting down my dreams. Like, agent, how much that is? 2 feet? No, not happening. Let's go. So a lot of my youth is just me having dreams, and then my dad shooting him down, and then not only shooting him down, but then comparing me to other kids. Like, that's like the story of my life is, oh, why are you not like so and so? Why are you not like this person? Why are you not like that person? Why are you not like, you know what I mean? And granted, the people that was around me, they're good examples. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I can't be mad at that. But the constant need to compare, weak as fuck. You know, my cousins, you know, they went Ivy League. You know, they was taking the SATs in like the 6th grade. All types of just like outstanding shit. Like, I don't want to, you know what I mean, belittle that at all, because nigga, outstanding. Like, you know what I'm saying? That shit is very highly impressive. But it's like, nigga, they're not your children. Like, nigga, I'm your child. Like, water, what the fuck you have here? You know what I'm saying? Ain't never did that. And I don't hold grudges anymore, but it's like, for a long time, yeah, hell yeah. Like, subconsciously, I definitely resented him for that. And we fought a lot about that shit. So at the end of the 6th grade year, man, middle of 7th grade, at this point, you know what I mean? I'm making connections, I'm building relationships. In my head, I'm dead set on, oh, I'm going to be at AG for 3 years. Middle of the 7th grade year, my dad hits me with a bomb. He like, bro, we're moving. We're getting a house. We're moving. I'm hurt. I don't want to be the new kid. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be the new kid. That's not good. I don't really like the attention like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't like the attention at all. I don't want to be the new kid, man. And so I had like heavy anxiety at the time. I'm fucked up about that shit. But so I ended up transferring to Mint Hill Middle School, and a lot of my memories come from here. So I'll never forget my first day at Mint Hill, man. First class I was enrolled to was some type of math class. I forget which math it was, but it was Miss Cummins' class. It was in a trailer. And I remember walking in thinking, like, just don't look around. Just make eye contact with the teacher. You know, like, fuck, you don't want to be the new kid, bruh. Unless you like the attention. Then it's like, okay, you know what I mean? You might fuck with it. But for me, it was just like anxiety inducing. I didn't really fuck with that at all. But my first day, luckily, shout out to the kids in Mint Hill, man, because they embraced me relatively quickly, I would say. Like, as soon as I sat down, she sat me down by Daniel Hangu. Shout out to Hangu Park, man. She gave me a quiz. She, you know, just to kind of get like a measurement of like what I knew. And you know, shout out to Hangu over there, you know what I mean, helping me out. We in the corner, he helping me out. So shout out to Hangu. I remember my boy Nahom was in that class. You know, I walk in the class, they go Habasha nigga, you know what I'm saying? He Eritrean. So automatically we like this, we linked. And Kristen and Jerome, I think, was in that class. A lot of like friends that I end up having all throughout middle school and high school came from that first period class. So we walk out of there, and I'm scared, bro. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I'm fucking terrified, right? But I know, like, at this point, I have a understanding of like what I'm interested in. I know what I like. So I remember going to lunch, and I'm talking to like Nahom and the kids that was in my class already, and I'm asking them like, yo, who the best basketball player here? Like, who nice? Because I need to be around them. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the group I need to be in. Because mind you, I still got this passion. I got this dream that, like, brother, I'm gonna make this team. I'm gonna make this middle school team. I'm gonna be a hooper. So I remember they told me a couple names. They like Lido. Shout out to Lido Holloway. Shout out to his little brother Aiden, man. He killing that shit right now at Alabama. Going crazy. I remember Aiden as a little. That shit was nuts. Shout out to Aiden. They like Adonis. Adonis nice too. Derek. There was a couple names, right? And so at lunch, I ended up linking with a couple of these niggas, right? Talking hoops or whatever, and instantly we clicked. Lido, he in my class, he in my like English class or something. So we become cool right there. And you know, I was terrified at first, but I got acclimated really quickly to the whole Mint Hill scene. And shout out to them, they embraced me. I didn't have no issues at Mint Hill. You know what I'm saying? Literally none. I ain't deal with no type of issues at Mint Hill. Everything was smooth sailing. But at this time, you know, my hormones is kicking in, so I'm really just, fuck school. I'm really here to, like, where the girls at? Like, I'm trying to see who looked good. And I remember being in, like, science class. I think this is where I met her. Little brown skin. I don't even want to say her name because I don't know if she's in a relationship right now, but this is my crush. This is my Mint Hill crush, you know what I mean? I ended up losing my virginity to her, but I'm like, who is this? Like, oh yeah, okay. And at this time, you know what I mean? It's innocent. It's like, it's puppy love. Like, I'm really on some just like, how can I get to know her? You know what I mean? How do I get close? How do I get close to her? And I think we had like a class. We might have had like a science class or something together. And she was so cool, bro. And so, again, instantly, like, we locked in. We tightened. We got tight, I would say, relatively quickly. But she wasn't feeling me. She wasn't feeling me in that way. You know, I think at this time she was entertaining like probably some other niggas. Or I don't think she had a boyfriend at this time. Oh, she might have had a boyfriend. But she was entertaining other niggas or whatever, so she wasn't looking at me as like no option, nothing like that. You know, when I get stuck on a girl, I get stuck on a girl. So everybody else is like, y'all cool. There's some cute girls in here, but you know what I'm saying? I want her. And so yeah, man. Fast forward through 7th grade. This is where I started discovering myself, right? Like my true interests, what I'm into, what I like, what I don't like, all this stuff. And music is a huge part of my life, and it starts here. It starts in Mint Hill. It's around 09, 010. 2010, like right around 2010. So this is my 7th, 8th grade year. Shout out to Ben Asefa. He's the one that put me on the warm up in like 2009, 10-ish. And so this is where my first introduction to J. Cole. And nigga, this gotta be like when the disciples like met Jesus. You know what I mean? Like instantly, nigga, I heard the warm up and I was a believer. I can't make this shit up, bro. I was a believer immediately. I'm like, oh, this nigga is the truth. Not only is he the truth, he finna blow. Like, he's out of here. You know what I mean? And I'm walking around like an evangelist. You know what I mean? I'm walking around Mint Hill on some evangelist shit. Like, you know J. Cole? Do you know J. Cole? Do you know J. Cole? You should know J. Cole, because he about to be the motherfucking man. And a lot of the shit he was just rapping about, I felt like was very relevant to my situation at the time, middle school, high school, all that stuff. But specifically at middle school, you know, I just told y'all about the little brown-skinned girl that I'm crushing on. So when I hear Dreams by J. Cole for the first time, what you think nigga, is this my life? Like, he talking about me? That nigga gotta be talking about me. How does he know my life? Like, bro, I became an instant just believer in rap and hip-hop and J. Cole specifically. And then a year later is when I discovered Nipsey again, right? I heard Nip, feeling myself back at elementary school when he had that single. But I never revisited his music until like 8th grade. Shout out to Brooke, Nahum brother. He's the one that was like, yo, y'all gotta hear this, the marathon, not the marathon mixtape, but the Marathon Continues mixtape, TMC. Like, he played that shit for me. I'm like, oh my God. Again, it's like when the disciples met Jesus, I'm like, bro, I'm a believer. Like, this nigga is the truth. Like, so them two right there carried me from literally middle school to adulthood to this present day. And then, you know, in between all that, like, I fell in love with rap as a whole. Like, Wale is, you know, he don't really get a lot of his, like, deserved credit, bro. Like, he really put me on my fashion sense. Like, when it comes to fashion, how I was dressing, right? The sneakers I would look for, the sneakers that I was, you know what I mean, into, that shit came from a lot of his raps. Like, I listen to Wale to get fly, you know what I mean? He probably the flyest rapper ever, honestly. Like, truth be told, him and Kanye. But, you know, I got a lot of that from him. Lupe Fiasco was my first, like, okay, this nigga's overly conscious. He teaching me. This is not rap music. This is a lecture. Like, this nigga's putting me on real life game. You know what I mean? Not like just like, you know, situations I might deal with in passing or just like things that are relevant to me today. And no, he's talking about eternal truths. You know what I'm saying? He's talking about geopolitical events. Nigga, I'm in the 7th grade. Like, did 9/11 really happen? You know what I'm saying? Was that a real thing? Like, I don't think we got told the entire truth about 9/11. You know what I'm saying? That my questioning, my skepticism of the system. I didn't know what the system was before Lupe, for real. Like, I'm an immigrant, nigga. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but Lupe, he enemy of the state, the cool, food and liquor. He putting me on serious fucking game, and now I'm realizing, oh my God, this is a curated experience. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so that's Lupe Fiasco. These are like my teachers. You know what I mean? They teaching me certain aspects of life that honestly a father would teach their child, but my dad, like I told y'all, we already butting heads, but he's not from here, so I can't expect him to teach me anything about where we at. I gotta learn this shit on my own. So, you know, I would say those four, and then, you know, obviously Kanye and, you know, Jay-Z and Jay and most other rappers at this time that I'm into, though, are just like vibes. You know what I mean? I just like the musicality of it. I you know, it's a good song. It represents a time in my life, right? Like, we was doing something to this song, so it's like, you know, they were more of like a soundtrack than people I consider to be like real influences or like teachers in my life. So that middle school was like nothing, for me at least, it wasn't nothing crazy was going on, you know what I mean? Just basic shit. Nigga had a little crush, you know, was killing school, was acing shit up until 8th grade, though. I'll never forget, Algebra 2 whipped my ass. I got a C. That was my first time ever getting anything but an A. And, bro, that was a crazy day. Crazy day. I remember that report card came out. My dad, mind you, this nigga don't know, he can't really work technology. He barely speak language really well. But the one thing that nigga knew how to do was find out what my grades were. You know what I mean? So he already had the grade. He already had the report card before I even brought it home. And I was aware, like, that's the thing. Like, he would be able to find out my grade, but I would be able to find out that he already found out. So I remember that day. Y'all can ask Mahada this. I swear to God, I took refuge in her home because I'm like, I'm not going home. It's not gonna be pretty. Like, I can't go home. And this was my life, so it was just like, whatever. I guess this is regular. But nigga, looking back on it, it's fucking traumatic, bro. This is the same nigga one time, bro, and I got that. I got a B- or C, another C or something like that. This nigga pulled over one time and was like, nigga, do you want me to kill myself? Like, it got serious, you feel me? Like, that shit was traumatizing, bro. We in a Subway parking lot. I can never forget this. We in a Subway parking lot, and he yelling at me damn near in tears, bawling tears, like, do you want me to off myself? But yeah, that day that I got a C in Algebra 2, I went to Mahada crib. She lived down the block. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna just stay here. You know what I mean? I think that's a little bit more safe. It's probably a little bit more safe for me to stay here. So I'm just gonna stay here. And I remember I stayed till the night, and then ended up having to go back home, and it was just as bad as as I thought it would be. You know, and it's just sad, bro. It's like the nigga made me lose any type of love that I did have for school, stripped away by my father. You know what I mean? It's really sad, like, you know. But it is what it is, bro. Like, I still have my curiosity, and so that's all that matters. You know what I mean? You can learn every day. You learn. Every day is a new learning opportunity. So, and I still try to learn daily. You know what I mean? I love learning from people. I like learning from experiences, and I love learning from people. I don't really like reading. I don't really like learning from theories and reading. You know what I mean? It's cool. It's one way to learn, but I prefer mine from firsthand experience or learning through other people. And so, yeah, man, this is around the time, bro, I'm like, 12, 13, 14, getting ready to go to high school. Again, just really obsessed with lockers, man. I think in middle school we had the half lockers. So I'm like, oh, man, I can't wait to get the full locker. Like, that shit gonna be crazy, you know what I mean? And, yeah, man, these are some good times in my life. And some dark ones, too. Like, I try not to think about all that bullshit, but, you know, everybody in my life at the time that I met outside at school and shit like that, like, they don't understand how much for me, it was like a relief to be at school, you know what I mean? And they literally brightened my day. They would brighten my day, they would brighten my life, for real. And, you know, and I don't think I ever got to, they never really knew my life. Nahum know a little bit, because I used to have that nigga pick me when shit get a little too hot, it get a little too rough in the house. I'd be like, Nahum, like, I guess once we got to like high school or driving age or whatever, I'd be like, nigga, come scoop me, come pick me up. I can't be here. And yeah, man, that was middle school. I heard a lot of the blueprint of how I had chosen to live my life come from, this era, this time period. And so shortly after that, man, we graduated 8th grade, and it's sad because Mid Hill 8th grade, this shit was a little sad because, half the school was going to Independence, and then the rest of us was going to Butler. So it's like, now we being split up. That sucked. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I fucked with a lot of people that ended up, having to go to Indy or having to go somewhere else. That shit hurt, man. But, around this time, like 8th grade, this was like, man, the 8th grade dance. This when, oh man, this shit is, you know what I mean? These are good times. Like, brown skin old girl I was talking about earlier, man, I remember her at the 8th grade dance. I remember what dress she wore. Like, man, what a time. This is my first time touching up on a girl. You feel me? These are core memories, nigga. These are important memories for a little boy. I'm telling you. My first time, like, touching up on a girl, you know what I mean? Like, breaking that touch barrier. Oh, Lord. You can't recreate that. You can't. I done seen and did so much in my 29 years of life, bro, but you can't get that back. Like, you can't, them nerves you get from just like making contact with a girl, bro, there's no recreating that ever. You know what I'm saying? It's just like the most special coming to age like moments, you know what I mean? Like, this is why this shit would be called novelty, bro. Because a lot of the shit that you do for the first time is gonna be the last time you ever do anything like that for the first time. So, oh yeah, I never made the basketball team. I tried out, wasn't good enough. You know what I'm saying? At the time, it hurt my heart. You know what I mean? That shit hurt. But like now, looking back on it, oh fuck, duh, nigga, you wasn't gonna make the team. These niggas was serious, bro. They practicing 5-6 days a week. They pops training them. If they can't train them, they paying for people to train them. Like, these niggas was elite, bro. They was working. Or they were given the freedom to pursue it. You know what I'm saying? Me, nigga, you better be in the books. And you talking about ball, bro. What the fuck? So back then, I'm like, I'm down. I'm really down with myself. Like, oh wow, I can't do something that my peers is doing. And so, you know, because I never saw the behind the scenes work. So in my head, I'm just like, oh, I'm not good. I'm not, you know what I mean? This is, and which was true, but I wasn't good. But the reason I wasn't good is because I wasn't putting the work. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't that I just wasn't good, like, innately. You know what I mean? I truly believe though, if I was putting in the same work, I'd have been nice, bro. I'd have been something. You know what I'm saying? I'd have been something on that court. But that's neither here nor there, man. We ended up graduating 8th grade, go to Butler High School, and you know, you could say this is really coming to age and like coming into your own, becoming an individual for real, you know. And man, I still remember open house, 9th grade open house, bro. We walking in, my boys, we there to see the girls. Truth be told, I ain't really focused on nothing else but the girls. School is still kind of easy at this point. We hit a bump in the road with Algebra 2, so now it's like, okay, all right, nigga, just be aware that like this shit is getting a little bit harder. You might have to start studying, or you know what I mean, putting in a little bit of effort, because nigga, this shit is not a breeze no more. But I'm so enamored by the women, by the girls, that I'm like, nah, I'd rather I like what I see, you know what I'm saying? Let me focus on this, you know? And I remember like middle school, high school, like that transition, we get on social media. We were the first generation to be on social media. At that age, like at a coming of age moment, we on social media. So my whole approach to like how I talk to girls and shit is like distorted, because it started out with like, okay, if I like a girl, I gotta approach her, talk to her in person. Then it was like, oh, it ain't even just one. I could DM 50 of them at one time. I could DM all of them at one time. Oh man, I'm hitting these girls. I'm addicted to the phone, young, right? Because I'm like, oh, this is insane access. Like, brother, I could text her, all at once. So I'm just now it's like, now I'm in the practice gym, just working on shots. Like, how does work? How does go? You know what I mean? I'm more so interested in like learning the female psyche. I want to know what they respond to. You know what I mean? So like early on, 8th and 9th grade, I wasn't getting no play. Like, nah, hell no, I wasn't getting no play. I was just goddamn just live and learn, bro. I'm just living, I'm learning. You know what I'm saying? Like, trial and error, bro. I'm just shooting shots. I'm DMing. I'm on Facebook. What? I'm messaging them 8 times, because in my head, it don't even make no sense that like a girl could have seen my message and not responded. It don't even cross my mind, because what type of, you ain't got no human decency? Like, bitch, you see my message, respond. Like, so in my head, I'm like, oh, they must not have seen my shit. Even if it said red, it's like, oh, they got short-term memory loss. So I'm in that messaging them like 7 times, right? Trial and error. Obviously, you learn like, oh, that ain't it, brother. So I learned quick. It took me a little minute, I ain't gonna lie. You know what I mean? And some of them was cool though, bro. So we was having good convos. Some of them, you know, I was locked in with. But Others, bro, I'm hitting them up, and I'm shooting everywhere. I'm shooting older than me, younger. It don't even matter if I seen you before. If you in my reality, you for sure probably had gotten a DM from me at some point at that time. And you know, just to check temperature, bro. I'm a volume shooter. You know what I mean? A volume shooter. I'm getting them up. And man, I remember the first day I seen the iPhone, bro. Shout out to Nahum again. He was the first one. This nigga was the first one. First of all, he came through with the BlackBerry. I'm like, Mom and Dad got you a BlackBerry, nigga? What the fuck? So we was just before class, we just all looking at his phone like, bro, like, what the fuck? Like, what is this? Like, then he got tired of it or he didn't like it, swapped that shit out for an iPhone 4. This is where the game changed forever. Once the iPhone 4 dropped, the game changed forever. There will never be, you know what I mean? There will never be another. Like, when Snapchat came, brother, there will never be another. You know what I'm saying? Wow. So yeah, man, 9th grade, it's really early, like 9th, 10th grade. It's trial and error, bro. I'm just focused on girls, though. I ain't focused on nothing else. I'm just worried about the females, because, you know, at home, nobody teaching me anything. I'm not getting taught, like, I might see Beyonce, I might see a celebrity on TV or something, that, you know, a pretty one, and I'll be like, to my pops, just to kind of like get it initiated. I'm like, oh, there go my wife. He would get mad. That nigga would be pissed. Nigga, focus on your schoolwork. Like, bro, focus on school. Like, what are you talking about women for? And he would just get upset. So it was like, damn, okay, this convo just off limits in the house. So I didn't really know where to go. Like, you know what I mean? I'm a boy. I'm going through puberty. Like, I got nobody to like guide me through this shit. So fuck it, nigga. The only other option you have is trial and error. I'm about to figure this shit out. And you know, once we got to high school, though, it was crazy. Cause like open house, me and my niggas, we walking around, we just looking at the girls. And I ain't gonna say her name, cause you know she's in a relationship or married or whatever. But we seen her, and these niggas is falling out. Like, I'm talking about falling against the lockers. Like, yo, this is what we going to. We coming here? We going to this school? Oh yeah, serious. We got a situation, and I was just so excited, bruh. I was just so excited to be around girls at this time. Nothing else. I ain't give a fuck about nothing else. Hoop. I'm still trying to hoop. Mind you, I'm still going to the Cornwell once a week, 2 hours. Putting in that work. You know what I mean? In my head, at least, I'm putting in major work, and this shit gonna get me to the league. So I'm focused on school. I'm focused on basketball, and I'm focused on these girls. That's it. Nothing else matters. All that other shit, I'm coming home, they talking, all this other shit they talking, I'm not trying to hear none of that. I'm just focused on this, man. And man, I'll leave, and we can really just kind of taper off right here before I move forward, man. I'll never forget. And this was like a turning point for me, because this is like the first time where 10th grade, I believe I was in 10th grade. I took Spanish 2. Shout out to my boy Trey. Trey was in that class. So he's older than me, though. He an upperclassman. Shout out to Jawan, too. Jawan was in my class. They upperclassmen. They older than me. It's a lot of upperclassmen in this class, actually. And so we walk in. We get seated. I lied to you not. I sit down. I look forward, and I look to the left. It's the most beautiful girl I had ever seen at this time. But she older than me, so it's like I ain't even think like, oh, this is a possibility. You know what I mean? Like the first crush I had, middle school. Remember I told y'all, little brown skin junk? She was at least in my class, so I'm like, it's something, we could work something out. Something could be done here. You know what I mean? This one, I'm like, wow. Shout out to Hannah Pegram, man. Hannah was in my Spanish class. I remember looking to the left like, oh my God. I learned nothing in that class. I don't know no Spanish to this day. Because I'm just looking at her. You know what I mean? If she looked this way, I'm looking away. Shout out to Hannah, bro. And I'm just thinking like, how the fuck am I going to get near her? Like, huh? And luckily, her and Trey, they good friends. Trey, my man. So at lunch, we all had a lunch period together. We all had the same lunch. And I don't even know, I can't remember the first time I sat down with them at the table. But somehow, some way, I ended up at their table. Trey, Hannah, a few other people. And that was like, nigga, that shit was low-key life-changing. Because it went from like, you know, pedestalizing a girl to like humanizing her, right? Like, oh, this is a human. This is a person. Like this Hannah, you know what I mean? She cool. And then we had other classes together. Then we got cool. Oh, now we actually like friends, like, you know what I mean? And it removed this like self-doubt or just this idea of like, oh, this person is out your league or this person is like too out of your. That right there was a major turning point for me, because at that moment, and I'm not even saying that in the sense of like I tried to bag her or nothing. Nothing happened. We was just cool. But the idea that like this girl that I seen, I thought was the most beautiful girl ever, would, you know what I mean, would not only would I be sitting with her at lunch, but like we on the phone texting. She picked me up to go to the SAT, like, you know what I mean? We sharing homework and we talking really just about school, but just the idea that like, oh, bro, she's human. You know what I'm saying? That was huge for me, because then from that point on, I never ever seen a girl that was like, that I felt like was out my league. That shit got killed. 10th grade, never happened again. So shout out to Hannah. She probably don't even know this story, but yeah, that was a major turning point for me, bro, because at that point, oh yeah, confidence went through. And the crazy thing is, it's not even like I ever tried. I never tried her. I never even wanted to. It was never really that. But it just boosted my confidence that like, oh, I could sit with anybody. I could talk to anybody. You can make anything happen with anybody. You know what I'm saying? So I stopped looking at girls as like this, I'm like, oh, they human. They just like us. You know what I mean? And, you know, I think that's a good place to like taper off, because that will then lead into, you know, the rest of high school, which is like now okay. Oh, I could, anybody. So now it goes from like, okay, now my confidence is up. We're gonna get into some experiences on the next one. So, you know, and then now I just told y'all like my confidence is up, not only with just the girls though, but humans in general. Now I'm feeling like that kid again when I was a child, where it was like, adult, anybody, I could fuck with you. You know what I mean? I could talk, at least have a conversation with you, and I don't feel inferior to nobody. So the next episode would be that, like, you know what I mean? And I'm able to like start building connections, start building relationships. Yeah, man. Hopefully y'all like this one. I don't think this one is as long as the other ones. But yeah, man, if you tapped in, I appreciate it. Again, if you listened through all the way, I appreciate it. We're going to keep just running it up. The last one did 100. Hopefully we get another 100 on this one. Maybe 150. I don't know. It don't even matter. It really don't even matter, man. I'm just trying to get the story out. I'm just trying to tell my story. It's not too much left in my personal story. We're not, you know, I'm just kind of nitpicking like small important details of my life to share with y'all. And then, you know, it's April. So sooner or later, June, you know, probably end of May, June, July, like I'll probably start doing more so interviews and getting people on the show. I know people are probably tired of just hearing me ramble for an hour. So it'll be more interactive, more conversational. And yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this one. Episode 3 of the Tribe Vibes podcast, man. Thank you for fucking with me. We out.
Play that Nipsey, play that Cole, that shit be energizing me. Since legit, I wanted business, beamers, bitches at my feet. At 28, my vision different, I'm just trying to find some peace. Pray that God protect my soul, protect my sacred energy.